Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
Hello everybody, welcome back to my channel. My name is Amanda. If this is your first time here, welcome to my beauty entertainment channel. Absolutely. So, if you would like to follow me on social media, here's my Twitter and my Instagram. Go have fun, enjoy yourself on there. And while you're here, you can check out some of my recent videos. So right before this, I posted another Let's Talk new releases. And then before that, I posted a video talking about the Gossip Girl and iCarly reboots. And then before that, I posted an Everything Wrong with Modern Family. Super fun. My face feels dry. Okay, first, new background. I don't know if it's always gonna look like this. I don't know as of right now. We're just kind of going with the flow. I'm in school now. I'm in med school now. This is what my dorm looks like. So that's out of the way. What else? I forget what else I was gonna say. But okay, so that was everything. So in today, listen. So in today's we're doing another Everyone Is Bothering Me because I am not making videos on these things separately. I would rather cornrow grass than to make a video on some of these things separately. Also, when you make, it's actually really weird. Okay, let me tangent. It's actually really interesting how I'm able to, things I say on YouTube, I could never say on Twitter, if that makes sense. I don't engage a lot in discourse anymore on Twitter, but I can engage in it on here. And I'm going to, because I have a lot of opinions. Because I've just been because I don't tweet about this stuff anymore. Because I don't like the harassment and the mouth and the opinions that come with it. But I want to talk about it here because I do have very strong opinions, don't get me wrong. I just don't want to make separate videos for all of them. And I like this format. I think it's funny. So that's what I'm going to keep doing. The first topic that I want to talk about, coronavirus. You know what? Do you get deja vu? Do you get deja vu when she's with you? Because that's what's happening right now. We press rewind on said tape. Listen, I hated online school so much. I hated online school so much. When I say it was like sludging through caramel, trying to get up every single morning and learn something, which I did not, couldn't, whatever. It was so difficult, and I cannot and will not do that shit again. Even though my school is hybrid right now, so I will have to, but it's fine. It's starting off hybrid. It's gonna stay hybrid. But these videos that keep coming out from music festivals, Rolling Loud was 2 weekends ago, then Lollapalooza's this weekend, and then Day in Vegas is happening in October, even if that's still gonna happen. Every time I see one, I begin to pass out. I begin to pass out because I'm okay, are they requiring vaccines? And I know Rolling Loud did not, and I begin to pass out at that. And then I saw that Lollapalooza was, and I was oh, okay. Then I see a video of what the entrance to the gates look like in Lollapalooza. They are climbing over gates. And then when they do have to go past security, all you have to do is show a white 3x5 piece of paper. And the security guard is yeah, go through. But I can't blame the individual. I'm not judging, because I went to go see Doja Cat on Coney Island, which she was amazing. That event was absolutely garbage. But so and I was masked down because I was nervous at that point, but I really wanted to see her. That event was awful though. So I'm where do we go from here? We can't go anywhere. We're going back in a circle. We're starting again. We're hurting again. And the thing that they're talking about 180 cases in 48 hours. We're talking about biggest one-day increase since January. Do you see the problem? I can't live like this. I can't live like this. So something's gonna need to change. And then, so this is what I just went on a rant about. I talked to myself a lot. Yesterday morning, school starts, I think the earliest school starts in 3 weeks, maybe 2 or 3 weeks. And children under 12 cannot get a vaccine. Anywhere, they can't get a vaccine from anything. So children are gonna go back to school, no vaccine. And what's gonna happen there? And then what's gonna happen when they come home with the sickness? And it's not because they don't want to get vaccinated, it's because the vaccine isn't available to them. And yeah, so back to school season, back to petri dishes in classrooms basically. And I basically, every time I see a new video or picture of a crowd, I just lose my mind. But I'm just like, what can we really do except maybe, I don't know if they're gonna do the lockdown thing. I don't know. I hate normalize, but like they've normalized a lot of inane actions and violence against children. I think they can, if they want to, they can normalize COVID deaths if they want to. But if they would, that'd probably be the most beneficial thing. But you know what would have been more beneficial? Telling everyone to keep their mask on the whole time. But you know, we can't go and change the past, so I'm not going to dwell on that. However, I don't know about this a second time. I will do it because I care about my life and my health and my safety and the health and safety of everyone else around me more than I care about going outside. But online school is very, very hard. School is very, very hard. Especially the winter, that was terrible. That was terrible. And the summer is almost, it's not almost over, but it's August now. So I'm all over the place. But I don't know, do you guys think? It would be the best thing for another lockdown. But do you guys think they're gonna do one? I don't think so. I don't know why. That's very sad that I don't think they will, but we will see. Hopefully, but we will see. That's the first thing I wanted to talk about, because I'm supposed to just ignore that. That I think it was just like yesterday was the highest one-day increase since January. So we're playing Ring Around the Rosie. We're on a carousel of despair. Carousel of despair. Anyway, let's move on to my next topic. Okay, guys, I need to have a sit down with you guys. I need to have a sit down with about 3 groups of Black people, and I need you guys to listen to the things that I say, because I need this to stop. I'm talking to suburban Black people, to Black people who've been called whitewash and like nerds, that section. Come sit down and talk to me. Do you guys hear how you sound like white supremacists sometimes, or no? I'm asking because maybe you don't hear it, and it's very possible because we do live in an anti-Black society. Maybe you don't realize some of the things you're saying are anti-Black, but I want you to take a step back, and before you express your frustration for the way you've been treated, take a step back and figure out if what you're about to say sounds something that could come out of a white supremacist's mouth, because a lot of the things y'all say sound like that. I'm talking to you as a suburban Black girl. I don't think I've ever been called whitewash. I'm sure someone could if they wanted to, but what? Okay. Okay. Whatever feelings you guys are feeling, they're valid, sure. But when you start explaining why you feel that way using anti-Black rhetoric, nobody gives a fuck. Because why would they? Do you understand? Do you understand? No, we can't have a conversation about Blackness not being a monolith if we're calling other Black people stereotypes and monkeys. Can't have that conversation. We can't have a conversation about your specific history and your life if you're talking about hating and resenting all Black people because 3 bullied you. We can't do things like that. We can't say things like that. Words actually do mean things, and it's part of unlearning your own internalized anti-Blackness, all right? We can't talk about how your upbringing was different based on where you grew up. We can't have those conversations. We can't talk about what it's like being Black girls in the suburbs. If you want to talk about that, if you refer to other Black people as loud, aggressive, and intimidating, do you not hear the way you sound? Do you not hear the way you sound? Crazy. Words mean things, and when you start using anti-Black rhetoric to explain why you're not like other Black people, what are people supposed to take from that? How are people supposed to react to that if not standoffish? Maybe that's why people don't like you. Have we thought of that? Because we cannot have, I think we could really should have a Blackness is not a monolith conversation. We can't do that until this stops. And I would love to have that conversation, but we can't do this until this stops. Stop saying things like that. So now other Black people are stereotypes because you're different. you're not special. Take a step back. Think about what you're saying. Think, does this sound like it could be said by a white supremacist? Me calling other black people loud, aggressive, intimidating, standoffish? Who does that sound like? Where does it feel like I got that rhetoric from? I'm begging you. I am begging you. As a black suburb girl, I'm literally begging you. Shut the fuck up. Shut the fuck up. Basically. Because you can't wonder why nobody wants to hear the things you say if you were putting down other people to explain why your mistreatment happened or explain why your experience happened. It doesn't make any sense. It doesn't make any sense. Okay, next thing, quick little, saw this on Twitter. Now it's a thing on TikTok or whatever. I think it's been a thing for a couple of months. This men written by women thing, written by female author things, eradicate that immedately. Eradicate that as soon as you guys have lost it. You guys have maybe being inside. I think I need everyone to lay out in the grass with sunscreen on, please. Please end that. I mean, I don't know who started that. I don't know who brought that. Cut that shit out immediately because it's very, very dangerous. It's incredibly dangerous knowing how the ramifications it can have of doing that. You guys won't believe things. It attaches desirability to men treating you better and not being abusive, which we all know is not true. It can also lead to, if these men were, if some sort of abuse or violence were to come out, then the victim not being believed because of what this personality that you've literally projected on them. It leads to me looking back into the men that you guys would have put on these lists who have engaged in abusive and violent behavior and thinking retroactively, would you guys have believed that victim? Because I know you would have put this man on a list like that. That's why it's gotta stop. That's why it's gotta stop as soon as possible. That was a quick one. I didn't really want to harp too much on that because you guys know that's crazy. Everyone knows that that's crazy. And that bothers me because it stinks. It stinks. Please stop projecting personalities onto men. Please. I'm begging you from the bottom of my heart. Okay. Let me drink my water. The next topic that I don't want to discuss, but I need us to come together. I need us to come together because there is an evil, there is an energy, there is devil involved. That's all over our screens. That's at these headlining music festivals. We need to eradicate these two men. You know who I'm talking about. I don't need to make it too clear. Something needs to be done. I need you to give me your hand. Give me your hand. Let us come together. Let us channel our energy into thinking every negative thing, every nasty thing humanly possible. Send all forms of discontent, disgust, and sadness to these violent, homophobic, misogynistic, bigoted scours of human beings for every minute of their lives. Let us come together and strike fear and pain and suffering for their actions. Let us come together and wish obscurity onto them. Let us eradicate the nincompoops that are making me share the same opinion as the light-skinned hip-hop Harry. Let us come together and eradicate the evil. We must pool our energy, and we are stronger as united. We are stronger as a group. Let us come together and smite out homophobia and misogyny. Let us snuff out spewing hatred and vitriol while never, ever, ever, ever setting foot in a clinic to get tested for anything. Let us snuff them out The people who shake and cry and pout when asked to use protection but want to speak on other people's statuses. Let us kick to the curb people who stand on the moral grounds of shooting women and teenagers. Let us not only do we have Dweeb 1 and Dweeb 2 who are Dweeb brethren together, DaBaby in particular he's been nearly coddled for the past couple of months, which is actually really, really scary because he's been given opportunity after opportunity to not be a dick, to take what he said back, to not double down on what he said, but he is literally leaning into this evil villain, this I'm a bad person and I don't care and I know it, I'm here to antagonize, I'm literally here to act like a cartoon villain and antagonize black women. He's fully leaned into it over the past couple of months, and it's insidious. And the fact that he's able to lean into being an evil person and still no consequences come until white people speak up. But the consequences are happening, so I'm going to take them. Blackballed. I'm going to take them. I'm going to take it. I'm going to take it. Bringing Hori onto his stage right after Meg performed to fuck with her, parading him around, literally antagonizing her. You're on your own set. You have your own set, and you're spending your time antagonizing someone who you will never see her success as a day you live. You want to know why? You're not talented. You're not talented. You're not talented. Does it hurt? It should. It hurts my ears. It hurts my ears. He's never shown any respect to Megan, ever, from when he let his friends say all kind of absolutely crazy shit on Instagram Live to now. Both these women are dangerous. Both of these men are dangerous to women, and have shown a full pattern of behavior. I really don't even know what else to say because I feel like I've talked about both of them enough, and I really don't want to talk about either of them ever again. They literally believe that Megan has gotten off scot-free. The victim of a shooting is the one who's gotten off scot-free. They cannot wrap their heads around how we can be like fuck you to them. How we can be like, nobody wants to hear anything you have to say. Nobody wants to hear your music. You are not successful. How people could actually be on Megan Thee Stallion's side and believe her when she says, this man shot me in my foot. They can't wrap their head around because they don't believe it should be happening. They don't believe people should be rallying support behind Megan, even though so many people don't want to and are insisting she did it and are egging on misogynists and egging on bigots by saying, well, I don't know, fuck you. They're bothered because they thought everyone would turn on Megan. Like their friends did, like the Birds did and everybody else. You are bothered by that, and you are bothered by her absolute success. You think you deserve Megan's success with that hunky-ducky Dory, Jake and the Neverland Pirates music. What do you mean? How does a cartoon 7-year-old understand pirate couture and pirate music better than you? I don't get it. I don't understand that at all. So I think we need to do some inner work, because I don't know who you're really angry at. You're angry at someone else's success. You could be better, but that's impossible because you suck. So yeah, that's my opinion. I can't keep being bothered by these two, because bothered, it means like you have some sort of like fight, like have some horse in the fight. I don't. They will be handled eventually. I don't know by who. I don't know. Maybe it's by Elton John and Madonna. If that's who has to take them out, all power to you. All power to you. I will go stream Borderline right now. All power to you. They gotta get out of here. They gotta get out of here. But, you know, little funky, little weird, little scary, also Rolling Loud as an establishment. It's a fuck you to you guys too, because they had to practice that shit. He did practice bringing out an abuser onto the stage, the person who abused the person who performed on the stage just before, also violating the restraining order, I can only assume, because I don't think you can be however many feet apart if you perform one after the other. Interesting. So Rolling Loud, are you gonna answer for your crimes? Anything? Nothing? Okay. Okay. Didn't like that. Didn't like at all. He brought Tory Lanez out and was parading him around, literally antagonizing her. And you guys are like, I don't get it. I don't understand. What do you mean antagonizing? Bringing out your abuser is literally antagonizing you. What do you mean? He is so angry because he has no success and he has no talent, and Megan has it all. And he doesn't believe she deserves it, even though she has a talent. Very, very, very interesting. It's not at all. It's not at all. We could have deplatformed this man based on his history of violence against women in the past, but you know, better late than never, I guess. Believe us the first time. All right, so that was, I don't know what number I'm on, whatever, third thing I wanted. This is the last thing I want to talk about, right? Okay, the last thing I want to talk about is actually episode 4 of the Gossip Girl reboot. I just didn't feel like making a video on an episode, because I made a video on 3 episodes before, but I definitely have thoughts after watching episode 4. I will not talk about them. That's just not true. That just would never ever happen in my personal life. This episode was beyond a mess, actually. I think it was a disaster. I don't even really truly know where to begin, but I have to start somewhere. I don't know if it's unclear, if the writers have made it unclear, or if I'm just stupid. What does Zoya have that everyone is so intimidated and scared by? What does she have? What does she have besides Obi? And Julian doesn't want him anymore, thank God. He's dust and dirt, and Zoya will get there too. But what does Zoya have that is necessary for 4 episodes or 3 episodes? It didn't really start until after episode 1. No, but pretty much 4 episodes of vicious cyberbullying and public humiliation. What is she, how is she a threat? Because she's dating your ex-boyfriend, she doesn't want him anyway. I don't believe it's clear. And maybe it's her potential, but Zoya didn't even want to join the influencer rat race. So I don't think she cares. Like, so what threat does she pose actually? What actual threat does she pose that would rectify this irrational response, is what it looks like to me. 4 episodes of absolute cruelty looks irrational when I don't understand what is Zoya's exact threat to her. Like, it's not clear. And for the nastiness that Luna, Monet, and Julian plus the teachers are doing to her, they need to make it clear. Because right now, I'm not sensing anything. Zoya is a hot mess. Who is she taking down? She doesn't even want to take you down. She only got the gusto to do so in this last episode. Good for her. Good for her. But previously, what? She made her Instagram private. I don't think that's a threat to your social media game. I really don't. I really don't. Let's first start. I need water. Let's first start with the video. Vandalism is not anything remotely juicy at all. Vandalism? How old what year is this? Vandalism was what all that buildup was for? That was ridiculous. That's 1. And then 2, y'all watched that director's cut, called it a director's cut, and laughed about it. That was very, very cruel. That was very, very cruel. And here's my thing. Showing that video made Julian look bad. Like, that's why I was confused when Monet and Luna were like upset when Julian wanted to turn it off. That video made her look bad as well for showing it up in front of a bunch of people. Like, are they, like, their characters don't they're smarter than that. Like Luna and Monet are supposed to be like social media, her manager, her stylist, supposed to understand that showing that publicly would make Julian look bad, because it's bullying, it's harassment, and they're calling her a mother. That's not like regular bullying, like that's some deep rooted shit. They seem smarter than that. So I don't understand what their character is supposed to be doing, because that doesn't seem like something that they would just mess up on, right? Playing that video made Julian look awful, and if she wasn't quick on her feet, corny, and a decent person, she would have been canceled. Like her giving that very corny speech for 10 minutes at the end saved her own ass. If she didn't do that, goodbye for Julian. What do you mean? I was confused and scared that whole speech, actually. So I thought she was gonna projectile vomit. That little kid kept being like, it's about to get wet in here. And I was like, oh, is she gonna vomit everywhere? It's kind of scary. Nothing happened. So I was like, what was all that build up for? It was just a very corny speech. Then, we still know nothing about Luna or Monet at all. Like, at all. Like, we don't, it's pretty much been the Zoya and Julian show for like 4 episodes, and it's like, okay, that's fine, it's getting a little old now, but okay, they do have to finish this plot, but like how many times are they gonna make up and break up and make up and break up? Do you understand what I'm saying? And we don't even know what they're doing with them. Like, can Zoya and just Julian, they need to stop assuming the literal worst about each other. That's what this whole episode is about, was based on the two of them making 2 horrible assumptions about each other. And it's not like they're ignoring a couple of characters, like they're ignoring Luna, Monet, and Aki pretty much completely, because like Aki talking about himself, not other people talking about Aki. It's not like they're ignoring these characters because the plot line is so complex, there'd be no room for their development. That's not true. So I'm like, why ignore those characters? It's only been 4 episodes, so like we don't really know. And there's another part. There's 6 episodes in this part, and then there's another part coming out in the fall, so we don't know. But as of right, like 4 episodes in, nothing. They're there to move the Zoya and Julian plot along, but like, is that it for them as characters? I hope not, because that's boring. They exist to move the Zoya and Julian plot. They're gonna be flat forever? No, not on my watch. Change that immediately. We literally learned this episode, our first thing about Monet, that her mom works in biotech. 4 episodes in. We know nothing about Luna except that she's funny. Like, they're not gonna get but she gave Lily Rose Depp E. coli. That's all we know about the 2 of them. They're not gonna get a personality, a plot line maybe. They haven't been on screen, they haven't been on screen without doing something for Julian or Zoya to move that plot along. And I'm like, so what are we gonna do with them? I think it's a disservice. Like, there's a whole nother part coming, so I'm like, let's just see what happens there, because like the actors are talented and whenever they do speak, I love it, but I'm like, it can't be one-liners forever. And this is also true for Aki as well. We don't know anything about him. Like, most of the time Aki is talked about on screen, it's from other people, like going through their shit. We don't hear from, even though he doesn't talk that often, which I think is a point of his character, we don't hear from him. We don't even need to hear him speak. We just need seeing him alone with his just thinking. We don't know what his thoughts are. Audrey asking him at the end, not the end, but the middle of the last episode was the first time we'd heard his thoughts on his like situation. We don't really know what he's going through from his perspective that much. So I'm like, are we gonna get that? Because he's very integral to this plot line right now, but we've heard from everybody else except for him. Audrey and Aki, I don't really mind. I'm towards Audrey. I don't know why it took her so long to get there, but she did, because she was being an ass at the beginning. She was being a really big ass at the beginning, but she got there eventually. Just took, a bit. I'm just wondering why those 3 characters get crumbs, personally. Just wondering. Okay, next, Obi. Why are you actually like this? Why? This is not regular teasing. What is his full name? Is it what, Oberith? Obi cannot be. What is his name? This is not regular teasing. This is not, oh, Julian doesn't want to be friends with me. This is harassment, OB. He acts like she's overreacting. It's not that. Her friends are berating and harassing her online and in person for everyone to laugh at. I don't know what's the matter with him. He was like, you're overreacting. No, she wasn't. And even before she started working with that little kid, he said she was overreacting. And I'm like, what? Do you not see what's happening? What do you want her to do? Sit there and take it? No. She's allowed to care what other people think about her, especially if they're trying to make her life miserable because of what they think about her. Like, you can talk about, you shouldn't care what people think, you shouldn't care what people think. When it's affecting her everyday life, whatever. Let her feel how she wants to feel. Stop with this. You should do this. You don't know. And that seems like you don't care to know, because this has been happening since she got here. She's not had a break since she got here, and you have contributed to it, OB. Like, I'm sorry but you're lame. Everyone leaves your ass out of it. I don't know why they should drag Obi into this sometimes too. But why can't you empathize with her and seeing the absolute vitriol that's happening to her? Why you're just like, you're overreacting? Like, she's constantly being cyberbullied on the internet by some random people who don't even go to her school. Cyberbullied by people that go to her school. Literally everyone dislikes her. And Obi's so like, you're overreacting a little bit, you've changed. What do you expect? Like, you've changed, Zoya. Well, you don't believe her. You don't believe that she's going through something. She doesn't tell her dad anything. She has no friends, so she had to turn to a 10-year-old to help her defend herself, because nobody else in her life wanted to do anything. Leave her alone. Leave her alone. My thoughts. The special guest, sure. Okay, sure. Let's, a predator student teacher plotline? Are we serious? I fear, I've never finished Pretty Little Liars, but I know what happens at the end. Those two, Ezra, opened up a portal that at this point can never be closed. Do you guys want it to? I want to. These people seem like they don't want to be closed. We can never close this portal. Can we please be free? Never. Literally never. Max has no adult that cares about him currently. Like, Rafa could have been that. They could have written him like that. They could have been like, here's reframing predatory relationships in a negative angle and nipping in the bud. They could have done that, but no. But no, they wrote him like this. This is disgusting. It's literally disgusting, and it leads me into a real state of confusion, me personally, because gonna have to be honest, this plot line made the show off the bat, but you had to rework the show to include a lesbian. I don't understand. Gonna have to ask this question, because that doesn't make any sense to me. This made the show off the bat, along with other weird stuff, teachers berating children, even though, you know, teachers do berate children all the time in school, so whatever. Bunch of other weird plot lines as well, but the show you had to, if Savannah Smith wasn't Savannah Smith, there would be no lesbian on the show. That's weird. That's weird. But back to this teacher student plotline that we can't, like, it's interesting what your priority is when making this show. That's just my thing. It's interesting what your priority was. Making Rafa go, oh fuck it, I almost projectile vomited. So you wrote this plotline in the worst possible way. I'm not saying that, like, they can't put teacher-student relationships if they frame it in a, this is predatory, this is bad, here's why this is bad, here's how the adult steps in and ends the situation, like what happened in Generation, which I just watched. But are you kidding me? This man, not only is this disgusting, Max is also on every type of drug and so emotionally raw and destroyed at this point. It's revolting. It's literally revolting. And this made the show. Right? I'm a bit confused. I'm a bit confused. And then who is going to help Max? Who is going to help Max? Because half of his friends don't even know where he is. Nobody called him. I think Audrey called him and Aki called him. Nobody else called him. His dad doesn't give a fuck. His other dad is trying to come with terms of the fact that the dad cheated on him, so he's busy. So who is going to help Max? Because this just happened with Rafa. That's going to make this literally 10 times worse. Who is going to help him? Who is going to protect him? Who is going to watch out for him? No one. We'll see. I saw a clip of the next episode. Maybe Aki will. The fact that you guys are going to make him go fight a teacher, good for Aki, but I'm disheartened. And I was revolted at that scene. Because are you, like, seriously? This is not necessary to plot. This is not necessary to plot. This is not appropriate for a plot. It's actually revolting for a plot. Could have done anything else. Could have chosen literally anything else. But decided to go the classic creep way. It's interesting where the priorities lied. Not saying that it was done maliciously or whatever, but it's just really interesting to me to just sit back and look at the show as like what you made sure to include and what had to be put in later. Whatever. Oh, and then last thing I want to talk about is the teachers. They're still weird. I don't know. I really hope they're not Gossip Girl forever, because it is really hard to like get through these episodes and not ignore the fact that the teachers are like responsible for all of this just ridiculousness amongst these children, and they're encouraging it. Not to ignore it, but it's hard to like push past it and like just watch the show, because it's like, that is so weird. That is so weird that these teachers are spending their entire life berating children. It is really weird to get through. So maybe the teachers won't be Gossip Girl the whole time. I don't know. There's only been 4 episodes, so I don't really know. But I hope not, because it's hard and it's weird amongst other things, right? Okay, yeah. So those are my thoughts on Gossip Girl episode 4. I don't know how long that was, but those are my thoughts. Let me know what your thoughts are on that episode. And yeah, that's everything that's been bothering me recently. Some major things, some not major things, and a TV show review at the end. So a bit all over the place, but we had fun and we enjoyed ourselves. So yeah, that's it in my video. Thank you guys so much for watching. Let me know what bothered you this week, or if any of these things were included in your things that you got bothered of this week, and let me know your thoughts on the stuff I talked about if you want to share. And yeah, it's hot in here. I need to turn on my air conditioner. Okay, so thank you guys so very much for watching, and I will see you guys in my next video. Bye bye.